Are you ready?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man, Jack Price, and I'm here on this podcast because I love wrestling. And I know you love wrestling. So if you love wrestling, we love wrestling.
Hey, want to welcome y'all to another We Love session. This is exciting for me. You know, I tell y'all, I'll be excited when we do some of these, but this right here, this one excited for me. We got somebody, we had a man on here maybe last year, and he told me, I'll be out here, I will be with the Death Threat Army. You don't know him. You should know him. You should see him. I tag with him a lot. Then I saw a Gut Check 2022 happen. And I said, oh, did he win? He almost won, but he was in 1 and 2 though. He was right there. Got signed to Impact Wrestling. We have Mr. Jack Price. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, I'm good, brother. I'm gonna be on your show. I've been watching your show for the longest. Like even now, you scroll on Instagram, and I always the intro. I'm like, who is this? Like I have to get on this show, man.
You
And I'm
already
like,
know.
once I get on that show, I know I did something.
Stop it. Jack trying to butter me
Hey,
up. Stop it.
I'm not, man. I'm for real, man. 'Cause that it's stuck in my head, and I say it all the time. So it's like, man, I got to get on this show one time.
Oh man. Well, we got you here, Jack. So before we
Yes,
get
sir.
into it, I got to ask you, man. The first question we always ask before we start breaking it down is, why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
Oh man. What started my love for wrestling is I said this a lot on different platforms. My granddad introduced me to wrestling. 7 years old. And back then, we that's when Blockbuster was out. Go to Blockbuster and rent out VHS tapes of past wrestling shows and all that. And it was I always get this mixed up. I want to say WrestleMania 6 or WrestleMania 7. I know it's one of them, but it's Hogan versus Warrior. Whenever that one was, I think, and I want to
Seven.
say it was 7. All right. And that was the first match I seen. Like I was like, what the heck is this? And from then I was just in love with wrestling. So growing up, I grew up in the Attitude Era, and so I was one of those people flipping back and forth to WCW and WWF at the time. Watching the product. And at that time,
It was
I
six.
didn't.
It was six. I'm sorry. It was six.
It was 6.
Yeah.
Okay. And so at that time, flipping through WCW and WWF, and like I just like the environment of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the fan interaction, the showcase, like made them bigger than what they are. It was just like, man, I want that one day in life. And so flipping through WCW, WWF, I wasn't a big fan of WCW at that time, but as an adult, and I look back, like WCW was way better than WWF at that time, in my opinion. If you look at wrestling, you know what I mean? Like WWF was more of a like entertainment, like it was, but WCW was pure wrestling, man. And that's when I fell in love with Rey Mysterio, you know what I mean, Eddie Guerrero, and all that. So, but yeah, so WrestleMania 7 was my first taste of wrestling, and I've been hooked ever since.
Man. So what's crazy also is in the early 90s, I feel like WCW was kicking WWF's ass with the wrestling also, because you had the Steiners and you had Doom and you had the Legion of Doom and you had so many different teams. Brian Pillman was still a cruiserweight over there going head
Mhm.
up with was it Jushin Thunder Liger and everything.
Yeah.
You'll be sleeping on some of them times in WCW, man. But an attitude era, baby. Who was some of your favorites growing up during watching during the Attitude Era?
Oh man, of course The Rock. The Rock's my guy. The Rock was my guy. I was somewhat a Stone Cold fan. I was when he first became Stone Cold. That's when I was a fan of his. Um, I like Vince McMahon in the Ministry of Darkness, or Corporate Ministry. That's what they were called. Like it was cool. Like I liked all that stuff. Like the characters they portrayed. Like it was cool, man. But and then I like I was a Taka. I keep saying his name wrong because I was just talking about him.
Takamaki Noku?
Yep, Taka Mikinoku. See, you say it how I say it.
Takamaki
we,
Noku.
we was arguing about how to pronounce his last name. I'm like, bro, it's Taka Mikinoku.
Yeah, if that's wrong, y'all let us know. But that's how I announced it growing up.
But that was my guy, man. Like he was so underrated. Like looking back, like if you look back at wrestling from when you was growing up, you look at it different now. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, he was so underrated, man. That dude was dope. Like, but yeah, Attitude Era. That was a fun time, man. Getting kicked out of school for saying "suck it." No, you couldn't do nothing.
You saw how excited I got when you was like Taka. I was like Taka. Hey, that was my dude too, because he was going. And then
Yeah, he was
going
going.
back and seeing some of his stuff now, I get a better appreciation of what he was doing.
Exactly.
He did
Exactly.
this and that. So WrestleMania 7 first taste, Attitude Era watching wrestling. How do you get into wrestling and start wrestling?
Wow. So, what I'm saying? I always wanted to get into wrestling and I didn't know how. I didn't know nothing about wrestling schools. I didn't know nothing about the independent scene. I didn't know nothing. I'm thinking, the only thing I remember is like, you remember those, I think it was the wrestling almanac. And it got schools in the back of the pages or something. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and that's the only thing I thought of, like, of how to get into it. I always go to the back of the pages and look, and I never could find nothing. So I'm like, how do I do this? So one day, uh, I stay in Flint, Michigan. So one day, I went to a bar. I just went to the bar just to go to a bar, get a drink real quick, and there was wrestling inside the bar, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So so I bought a ticket and I watched the show. And I was like, man, I got to get into this. Like, I don't know how, but I got to. And they introduced me to the promoter. The promotion was called, excuse me, promotion was called Michigan Wrestling Organization. And so I met the promoter. His name was Jason Klaus. And about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I got in there. I'm in there now. Now I'm training. And my trainer, his name is Levi Blue. And man, that was the worst trainer ever. Not like he trained me bad, but as far as like like that training sucked. You know what I mean? Like we wasn't in no wrestling ring. We was on like cardboard boxes on this basement floor. Like a the dungeon with the Hart family. It was, yeah, it was. It was something like that, and I'm like, oh hell no, but I stuck it through though. But I did my first 5 years with the MWO. A lot of people might call it like a backyard company, or like, not, everybody got their opinion on things, but I appreciate it because it introduced me to wrestling. You know what I mean? It got me into wrestling, and then once I departed, then I went to the Indies. I started learning about the Indies, and then then it been a wrap since then.
How long have you been training in wrestling?
Oh, I train. I never stopped training. But
well, how long have you been wrestling? I should say.
Yeah. I started wrestling in 2010, so 12 years now, almost.
12 years.
Whew. Yeah.
All right, so 12 years out here, you get on the independent scene. Let's fast forward. Gut Check, Impact Wrestling. What was that experience like?
Man, let me tell you that. So I did a Gut Check in 2015. or 2016. It was one of those. I did a competition then. And every wrestler think they ready. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got this, but I was not. Once I stepped in there and I seen all them other wrestlers, oh, I was like, hell no, I'm like, I am not ready at all, but I still did it though. But I'm like, I went into that competition more as I'm trying to help my friends get over who I felt was better than me at the time. So I'm trying to, sell good for them to make them look good, all that type. But I was not ready. I didn't win. That was the year Hakeem Zayn won. Raheem Raju. He used to
Hmm.
be. Yeah, that's the year he won. But I was not ready. But I gained a lot of experience from that competition though, and I knew what I needed to do next time it happened. So so Gut Check 2022 came about, and I found out late, and I'm like, oh, and I just made the deadline to send my money in and all that. So I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna just do me. Like if they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. And I'm gonna just do me. So I get there. Well, okay. The day before I had a show. And it was 4 hours. It was 3 hours. It was 3 hours away from where I stay at. So I had to drive home, and I got home like 2 in the morning. Got a little cat nap, then I had to leave again at 4 in the morning to get to the competition. So
Because
I'm
it was in
already,
Columbus.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm already mad, like not mad because I'm like I ain't getting no sleep, like this about to be a bad day, you know what I'm saying? So uh driving, get to the venue. This is my first time at an Arnold Classic too, so I'm like, I'm looking at it like a fan, like, dang, what the
Yeah.
hell? what, what the hell is this? So then I had to park. That was $25. So I'm like, all right. So I get in there. I'm walking. It's big as hell. I'm walking. I asked someone, I'm like, can you tell me where this area is? They're like, yeah, just go straight down and turn it left, and you're there. I'm like, all right. So I go straight, turn it left. It's another long ass hallway. I'm like, man, what the what the hell? So I had to ask someone else, like, can you tell me this location? They're like, oh, it's right here. So now it's a big ass line. So I'm like, I gotta stand in this line. And then they're like, no, I just go up front and tell them what you're here for, and then you go right in. I'm like, cool, So I get in there, and then I'm nervous, and I'm like, man, what if I don't know nobody in here? You know what I mean? And then I look and I see one person I knew. I'm like, all right, I'm good. That's all I needed. I just needed to see one face, and I'm like, I'm good. So the whole competition, we had 90 people. It was 90 wrestlers in this whole competition. So they pair us off, and we got to do some drills, and then we did some other drills, and then they pair us off, and we got to do a 5 minute match. So uh, it was a lot of guys in there, bless their heart. They did their best, but it was like, they did what I did in 2015, 2016. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing, what I mean? Like, I ain't doing that. So my plan was, I watched every match, every 5 minute match. I watched every match because I didn't want to do the same thing everybody else did in their match. So wrestlers watching, it's always good to watch matches before your matches, or ask the other wrestlers what you doing, because don't nobody want to see the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm watching it. I'm watching everybody match. So the guy who I was wrestling, uh, he wanted to do a sharpshooter because Lance Storm was a coach, or yeah, no,
One
judge.
of the judges.
Yeah. So he wanted to do a sharpshooter. So I'm like, cool, that's cool, blah blah. The match before us, they did a sharpshooter. I was like, hey bro, we can't do that sharpshooter. And then so we came up with get me in a sharpshooter, and I hurry up and reverse it. You still did your sharpshooter, but we did something different because I reversed it. And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So anyways, we did the match. Bam. So while I'm doing the match, I'm thinking, it's just a match. I can't see how the match look because I'm in the match.
Right.
But I'm thinking I'm just doing what I do, bro. I swear, at the end of the match, we got a standing ovation. I'm talking about the judges stood up, everybody watching stood up and just clapping. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like I said, I didn't see the match, but they was like, bro, that match was dope. And I'm like, that was a simple match. I just did, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. That made me feel good. So in my head, I'm like, oh, I got this. But I didn't want to sound cocky, but I was like, oh, I got it. If the judges stood up, I gotta have this. So all the matches over with. Now they calling the final 6. Then he called my name first. Jack, get in there. And I'm like, God damn it. So the reason I was mad because he called me first, because now it's a target on my back. Like, he the first one in there. They finna pick him. You know what I mean? I'm like, man. So they get the bottom 6. And now we got to cut a promo. You got to cut a promo of why you think you deserve to win gut check. So I just went with real life. I'm like, hey, man, look, I got some kids. And I'm trying to provide for my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm like, back in 2015, I did this gut check and I was not ready. I was not ready at all. And then I flipped it and I'm like, just like a lot of you that's standing in this ring, you're not ready for this competition, but I am. I gave it everything I got, blah, 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 blah. And then I told him, like, I'm that diamond you've been looking for. And then that was it. And then you had a certain time limit too. Like, I think you had like 45 seconds to cut a promo. If you went over, it was a wrap. With those practice matches, you had a certain time too. And if you went over, it was a wrap. That was the hard part. A lot of people was going over, and then it was over. You was eliminated after that. You can't even follow the directions. That's what they was looking for. But anyway, so bam, now you going to the top 3. I'm like, man. And then it was like, Jack, top. God dang it! He kept calling me first, whatever. And then it was time to pick the winner. It was myself, Jason Hotch, and Crash Jackson. We was the top 3. So I'm like, man. So the go back a little bit, me and Jason, we buddies. I seen his first match. We've been hanging ever since, whatever. But we was messaging each other beforehand. I was like, hey, bro, if anybody deserves to win besides me, you should win, and then he said vice versa. Then I'm like, but it'd be cool if we both win. And he's like, man, that would be so dope. I'm like, yeah, So we go. So it's the final 2. And then they come, and your winner is Jason Hotch. Man, I was so mad. I ain't even gonna lie. I told him, I'm like, I was so mad. Like, I was mad because I did everything I was supposed to do and I still lost. You know what I mean? I was like, man, then in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, don't do that. Be a good sportsman. Hug your boy. Like, your boy won though, so I'm hugging him like, good job, bro, congratulating him. And as I'm doing that, they pulling out a second contract, and I don't see it, but I hear people around me like, oh yeah, and I didn't know what they was doing that for, and I'm just hugging them. Then I get up and I look, and then Lance Storm like, hey man, don't go nowhere, you got babies to feed. And I was like, and he gave me the contract, and I'm like, get the hell out. I'm like, why the hell y'all do that? He's like,
I know that same weekend that gut check happened in Columbus, they were also in the Cincinnati, Kentucky area doing the show. And they was telling us about it. And I was like, man, I should go over there. But after the first night, I think it was the start of the second night, somebody in that area where I was sitting at said your name. And they was like, yo, Jack Price is for real. And I was like, and me and my buddy was sitting there, and he was like, you know who Jack Price is? I was like, if it's who I'm thinking about, yeah, I know who it is. Then, get online and start looking. It's like Jack Price got a contract too for Impact. And I'm like, oh, shit. Jack Price.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. So
Yes.
you get that. I go to Impact events. I've seen you on some shows. You was on the Impact Plus Victory Road. You was just on Impact Plus in a three-way match. How's the Impact experience for you? Because Bound for Glory just happened. That's what it was. You was on the pre-show for Bound for Glory. How's that experience going for you?
Man, this is crazy because it's just like a year ago I was watching it, you know what I mean? And then like year later I'm here, you know what I mean? It's just crazy how the world works and stuff. But the experience is good, man. Everybody treat me like I'm somebody. They don't treat me like, oh, he's just a rookie or he's just a good check guy. You know, they treat me like family. And it's like it's a lovely locker room. Everybody's approachable, everybody's willing to give advice. Everybody it's a good locker room, man. And they willing to help you out, like, hey, you should do this, you should do that, you know, just to help your character go to the next level. So the experience is very good, man. I like it. Like I wish everybody could experience it. And like so now I'm taking what I'm learning and like when I go to these indie shows now, I know what I can tell them. Like, hey, I want you to get ready now. So when you get there, you know, you won't have no hiccups. You know what I mean? Because I'm learning like it's way different from the indies, man. Like it's as far because you got to learn how to work TV. TV is way different. It's like, man, it's like, oh Lord, you know, you can't you can't do what you normally do. You gotta play the crowd. And now I get it though. So I'm trying to teach. I want to teach, you know, like the rest of DTA and then like other people who ask for advice. I want to teach them what I'm learning now. So when y'all get there, eventually, y'all already got it. Like, hey, I'm ready.
Well, you open it up to something else. You talk about Impact Wrestling, but let's talk about DTA. I believe it's four of y'all in the group, right?
It's seven.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a big group out here, but
Yeah.
y'all be doing that free bird rule and tagging with different people and everything. I recently got to see you at OWA Good Trouble with Isaiah Bronner against
Yeah.
y'all was going. Listen, they got some tag moves out here, and Jack Price was going crazy. I should have a clip. It's on the YouTube. Main event versus DTA. Jack Price was doing some. I got to describe this move before let you go on.
All right. All right.
Bronner in the corner, chilling there. Duke swings Jack over. Bronner lift. I didn't know Bronner could do that, but Bronner lifts up onto the rope, you know, so Jack don't hit him, and then he flips him back. You know what I'm saying? The little roll up.
Yeah.
Jack comes out of the roll up, hit him with a cutter. And I'm like, now what the hell? Because we was in our seats like, I'm like, yo, that's a fire ass tag move, and everybody looking at me like, I've been telling you they got it. Because that was my first time seeing y'all live. But
Okay.
how is it being? I see it on TV, but seeing people live and moves happen gives me an entirely different appreciation because I can watch everything and how it forms out. Sometimes on the camera you can't see everything. But how is it being with that big faction DTA? And y'all been all over the Midwest, you know. A lot of y'all got tag team championships, single championships. How's that?
Man, it's a lovely thing, man. It's a big ass brotherhood. You know, we all bros. We all look out for each other. It's all about enhancing each other. You know, it's not just a group. Like we are a group, but it's just we want to make each other better. You know what I mean? So each match we have send it in our group chat. Hey man, critique this. You know, so we know that we can critique it and we'll give the honest truth and won't be nobody ain't gonna get butt hurt. You know what I mean? But uh But I love this group, man. We got Bronner, of course. That's the problem. You know what I mean? He got a lot of monikers, but the problem, that's the one I like. I like that one. The problem, Isaiah Bronner, that's my guy, man. He been killing it. He need more spotlight on him. He been going everywhere. Just whooping ass, man. Like
You ain't lying.
uh, then we got Tommy Vendetta. He's very talented. He's going a different route because he's in the death match scene. And I can't do that. I'm not doing. I'm not doing. all props to Tommy. But
Every time
Tommy.
I see Tommy, I'll be like, I ain't doing no damn death match out here. I can't. Nope.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I can't do it. But, big ups to Tommy, man, because he's killing it and he's getting known. Like, he's getting very known on that scene. He just did a show in LA. Like, god damn, you know what I mean? Like in LA for real. So he killing it, man. So look out for Tommy Vendetta. We got Adam Witt, he's our little brother of the group, The little shit talker won't shut the fuck up. But but he's very talented, man. He has a lot of potential, and he's gonna be somebody. And like he's somebody now, but he's gonna be somebody in the years to come. And then we got Jamie and Kenji, but they in the South. That's why people don't really know about them. When we be like, man, we got 7 people, But Jamie and Kenji, they down in the Georgia area. And
I know Kenji. He would be DTA.
Yep. Yeah. So we got them. Then we got Alex Weir, but he retired, but I don't know if he's coming back. He been talking, but I don't know. He retired. He's studying. But he's an actual legit karate master. Like that's what he does, and like he's traveling the world right now doing karate shows and all that. I'm like, well, do your thing, brother.
Get it? Hey.
Right, And then we got the man Aaron O'Ryan. That's my guy, one of my besties. That's who originated Death Threat Army. It started out in Georgia. He was stationed in Georgia when he was with the Army. So he came up with Death Threat Army down there. And then he was coming back home and he hit me up like, hey man, I want to continue this group and like, I want to help other wrestlers, give them a path that we didn't get when we was coming up. I'm like, hey, I'm with it, brother. So he came back home, and he and we was the only Death Threat Army at the time, and then we started recruiting people, like, started looking at people who had potential. It wasn't just like, oh, he's good, so we want him. It wasn't none of that. It was just like they had to fit the, like no drama, like it was other credentials you had to reach instead of just being a great wrestler and stuff. But so he and we did a Death Threat Army thing, and then we just started recruiting. And then you see people who in it now, but it's just a brotherhood, man. I love this group, and I'm DTA till I die. So,
yo, you don't know about DTA? Look them up. Check out the matches. Go on YouTube. You see the different tag teams. I'm telling you, Freebird rules with some of them. I know they got, I think it's IWE or IWR. They the tag team champions. They got a show October 27th.
Yes, sir. It'll be it's IWR, and then it's a fatal four-way. Fatal four-way. It'd be Aaron and myself versus Benjamin Boone and Nate Matson versus
whoop Benjamin Boone ass. Benjamin, if you hear this, you need your ass whooped. I'm still my heroes and legends.
We got the Monroes, and then it's a 4th team. I want to say it's this Canadian team. I'm not for sure, but it's a fatal four-way for the titles.
Okay. So, Jack, let me ask you out here, people know you through the Midwest. To me, I don't think enough people know you. Um, what's some areas, if there is any areas, because you've been out here 12 years that you are trying to get to that you haven't been to?
Man, I would love to go to LA, California, and it almost happened before COVID. And
Mm,
it was all set up. We was going to LA and to Russell, then COVID hit, and then that messed everything up, but I would love to go out. I would love to go out to the West Coast. I haven't wrestled on the West Coast. I would love to go south more because I like their style, and I think I got something. The promoter hit me up for a shot down in Memphis, and so hopefully that goes as
championship
planned. So
wrestling?
I think that MCW. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We,
I think.
we cooking right now too, boy.
Yeah.
We watch them on Saturdays. They be cooking down there. They need to amp up that men's division. But yeah, let's just get Jack out there, boy.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
but I'm down to wrestle wherever. Like whatever. I don't care. I wanna learn everything. Like that's my goal. Cause it's a lot of. I went down to Florida one time, and they wrestle way different than we do in the Midwest. And I was down there lost. Like what the hell going on? But I did one day of training, and like I got it. Like I got hooked to it. I'm like, oh, this is easy. No, like, but just learn every style if you can. Like you don't gotta do everything in the ring, but learn, just know it. You know what I mean? Like,
The different territories, the different ways of wrestling.
yeah,
Uh-oh. Jack, I got three more questions.
okay,
This question is serious, and it kind of determines where the interview goes from here. It's one
oh,
of the
okay,
hardest questions that I ask out here.
okay.
And a lot of people don't like to hear. Uh, Let me lean in a bit so you can get you know. It's the Rock or Stone Cold.
Ooh. Well, like I told you earlier, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm rolling with the Rock, man. Yeah.
I already had my hand over here on it. I was like, I ain't gotta go to the right. I'm gonna go over here. Yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
started that list over. Yeah.
but that's a big toss up though, I'm always choose the Rock, but Stone Cold, he was doing this thing at that time, and
Yeah.
you can go either or, like you was safe either way. You know what I mean? Like if the Rock got hurt, you still had Stone Cold. We was in there. If Stone Cold got hurt, you still had the Rock. He'd take it over. But once they was both there, them boys headlined WrestleMania 3 years in a row. You know what I mean? Like that's how you know how that's how you know how good if you got the same match
I'm
three
telling you,
years.
3 years, same match, headline WrestleMania. I always tell people there's no right or wrong answer with that question. We just like to see. I like Stone Cold, but literally for me as a kid growing up, Stunning Steve Austin was my guy. Like in
Yes, yes,
WCW, like everybody be like Stone Cold is. I'm like Stunning Steve with the Hollywood blondes.
yeah.
Come on, bro. Don't get me started on that. Um, 12 years, Jack. Now the last one I say is the hardest, but this may be people look at the most offensive question because y'all wrestlers and y'all don't really want to answer these, but I got to ask it. 12 years of wrestling. Do you remember who the first person was to bust your ass in the ring?
The first person to bust my ass. I'll have to go in my first match. So my first match was against a guy. His name was Jason Platinum, and he gave me my first match. Took care of me. He was a big guy. He's still a big guy, but he's about like 6'4", like 300. You know what I mean? Then at that time, I was a little dude, like 155. I was small. But he believed in me. He took care of me. Uh, But he bust my ass though. He welcomed me to the goddamn show. I'll tell you that.
Ooh. Man, I always just want to find out. Be like, who's the first person to do this to you? Like, oh,
Hey, I don't got no shame, you know.
yeah, I can ask this. No issue with this. Jack, if I had to ask you to name a song to describe your wrestling career that you've been out here, what song would you pick that could describe your wrestling career?
Wow. Let me see here.
Make you think a little bit.
mm, I have to go with 50 Cent back down.
Yo, y'all even came out to 50 Cent at the OWA show, boy.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why me and Bron are jail so much. Because we both like 50 Cent, you know what I mean? And so it's just be like, oh man, we know all the songs, you know what I'm saying? But we jail, but I have to go with 50 Cent back down. And
I like that.
it's like I've been through a lot, but I ain't giving up. You know what I mean? Like I ain't go back down from nothing. I'm coming for what I want, and I'm here now. So I gotta show them who I am now. Like now I'm on a different stage. Now everybody about to see who Jack Price is. Like, all right, I like this guy.
Love that. All right, Jack. We almost done here. This our last spot. Then we got one more question after this. We call this the put yourself over moment. This is where we let our
Uh,
people know your social media, things you have coming up, ways they can support you, help you just send a message of support to you. However, we just want you to put yourself over.
hey, okay. So you can hit me up on Jack Price, the number 607. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. On Facebook, you can hit it'll be facebook.com/ the Black Diamond Jack Price. That's my fan page on the Facebook account. And matches I got coming up. Man, let's see here. I actually got the next couple of weeks free. So I got the next show I have is XICW downtown Detroit. And it's myself versus my bro Tommy Vendetta. And it is not a death match, but he's going to try to make it a death match because it's intense championship title. So intense championship means you can do a little hardcore. I can get hardcore, but not death match hardcore. But not,
Man.
so that's my next upcoming show on the Indies. And then so make sure y'all check that out. That's go to XI on Facebook. Got all the information on there. Um, and that's it. Merch is coming soon. It's actually in the works right now. So you can see me at the merch tables with a lot of things now because I need to step my merch game up. I understand. I gotta step it up. But other than that, that's it right now. And then waiting on the new year, then that's when all the shows coming. There's a lot of shows coming in the new year, but I'm gonna let y'all, see that later.
Oh man, he's one of them. Jack coming on here talking about shows in the new year. Can't even give us a
Yeah, yeah, I can't say nothing.
all the links are in the description that he just told you for his shirts, his Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything, even his booking info's in here. Go look in
Yeah.
the description. If you own the podcast platform, look in the description. Jack, this is always a question I ask just to see what's out here brewing. If it was
hmm
three people on any scene that you could face, who would those three people be that you
Ooh.
want? And
So,
then when you're done with that, I want three people in Impact Wrestling that you want to face.
ooh, okay. So three people on the indie scene that I want to face. It's it's Xavier Walker. Like I don't you heard of him?
Big Xavier.
Big X. Yes.
You know I know these people, Jack. Don't try to play me. Talking
Hey,
about
I'm just making
me.
show. Hey, I'm just making show, man. You know,
I
Big
know
X.
Xavier. That boy ain't playing out here, Jack.
Yeah, he ain't playing, man. Like I know him for a minute, and he has improved a lot. So and so have I. So I want to get in that ring one more time, see what he got. You know what I mean? Uh,
Facts.
so that's one. Number two, it's another guy who I've wrestled before, but like I said, I improved now. But it's Jake something. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's my guy. I've known him for a while. Hey, if you listen to this, Jake, hey, one more time, give me one more time, man. Let me show you something. You know what I mean?
So it
Uh,
will be at Black Label Pro, and and Bronner be over there too, because
oh yeah.
Xavier and something are like a little faction over there at Black Label.
I gotta get in Black Label then.
I'm just
I'm,
saying.
hey, I'm on my way.
I'm just
Uh,
saying.
let me see. Third guy. Let's see. Hmm. This guy I want to wrestle. He's an up and comer. He's out in the Midwest. Isaiah Moore. Heard of him?
Big Moore, okay.
Yeah, Isaiah Moore. So that guy, nah, that's I don't know how he ain't signed. Like he got mad potential. And the promoter tried to book us one time, but I was booked. And I'm like, damn, I couldn't do it. But hey, anytime Isaiah Moore, I'll whoop that ass anytime. You two, Jake Stumpf, and you two, Big X. I just want y'all to know that I will whoop that ass. And it just y'all can stream, record this all you want, because I want y'all to know I ain't lying. Just give me one time. But uh, Impact Wrestling though, that's a big ocean right there. I would
Really?
love to, I would love to wrestle Josh Alexander, the
Ooh,
current Impact World Champ.
ooh.
That man, he can go, bro.
He's
Like
a machine.
he's a machine. Exactly. Like he can go. Like man. Like I would love to wrestle him. I would love to wrestle. Uh, I got to put these two together because I will have to do a triple threat with these guys. With Trey Miguel and Chris Bay, I would. I would love to wrestle. Them guys can go, man. You know what I mean? Like them dudes, they are legit, and it's like, God damn. And then my third and final one, I gotta do him one on one though. Is Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, listen, Mike Bailey. I don't know why people ain't talking about Mike Bailey, bro. This dude is so good, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, I'll just be in awe watching his matches. I just be like, that match he had at Bound for Glory against Kazarian. God damn. Like that, in my opinion, that was match of the night. And that was the first match though. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is match of the night. I
Yo,
can't.
was it Chicago? And he faced who did he face? The dude from that was on AEW, Angelico or something? Jack Evans. I was
Yes,
like,
Jack
that's
Evans.
the first match for the pay-per-view. Like he goes so crazy. So I met put it over again. Black Label Pro, we in there. I'm talking to some of the wrestlers. They setting up for the next show. And Mike Bailey, one of the nicest guys
Yes,
that I've met. He comes up to me. How you doing?
yes, yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm just a fan. He's like, no, I heard about you. How you doing? Good to see you and everything. I heard what you do. And I'm like,
That's what's up, man.
my buddy standing there. I'm like, I don't know, bro, but that was Mike Bailey. He goes crazy in the ring. Then you said Chris Bay and Trey Miguel, like
Yes, sir.
Impact. If you, I know y'all watch the things when I have some of y'all people on. So when y'all get to this part, I want you to hear this. Put Jack in that match, but also Trey Miguel and Chris Bay went 1-on-1 in 2020.
Mhm.
Since then, they've been in various matches, like 6 ways, 3 ways, and everything. Get him to a 1-on-1 match again,
Mhm.
because put Jack in a triple threat. Put the X Division title in there.
Oh,
Let's just do everything. Jack, you in that? You should be in the X Division if you're not there, because you moving like them boys. If you don't know,
right. That's what I'm saying. I like to learn all the style because if I get in the ring with an X division, oh, I'm about to do your stuff. If I get in the ring with a heavyweight, oh, I can do that too. Yeah, you know.
I was just wondering, because I'm like, man, Jack should be in the X Division, because I think right now, from what I've been seeing on Impact, it's you, Jason Hotz, who won, who's there at Gut Check with you, and then Shogun Jackson, who's his name's starting to pop a little bit. I saw y'all in the segment talking about trying to go after somebody out here. Maybe it was
Oh,
for the X Division.
it was we was trying to get in that gauntlet match.
The Call Your Shot Gauntlet for Battle
Yeah,
of Glory. Yes, okay.
yeah. And yeah, so Jackson Stone won Gut Check in 2020. And then 2021 was COVID. And then
Does he call himself Shogun?
yeah, yep,
Okay.
Shogun. Yep.
Okay.
So, we together now. We the Gut Check boys. We got to stick together. We came from the same upbringing of Gut Check. So we got to stick together, man. And
See
trying to
y'all
get,
moving.
yeah, we trying to, Jason, he doing his thing. He been on the TV a couple times doing his thing. That's the guy. That's my guy though. Like I'm proud of him. I'm proud of both of them though. But I'm proud. Once I seen them on TV, you know what I'm saying? It's just like even though I'm not on there, I'm still happy. You know what I mean? It's not about like it is about like you. It is about me, but it's just like. But I'm still happy to see my boys on the screen. You know what I mean? But because once I get my opportunity, hey,
See somebody
take
else out there shining, you know what they've been through.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I understand that. And some people started with We Love Wrestling doing some other things, but they like, yo, we started here, and I'm like, shine, baby. As long
Yes,
as you just say something to me, we ain't gotta say it out in public, but as long as we
exactly.
know,
Right. Exactly, man.
if y'all watch SmackDown one of these past Fridays, somebody was on there. If y'all go through the post, y'all can see. She told me when she was gonna be at one company, she won a championship. She told me when she was gonna do something else. Now she on SmackDown. I'm just so fucking happy.
That's what's up, man.
But man, Jack, I'm happy that we got this conversation in, because I've seen you at like 3 or 4 shows, but just recently at the OWA show, I saw you and Bronner tag, and Bronner had told me about y'all in like 2021. And then I seen you on a couple Impact shows, because if they in the Midwest area, I try to show up, and they got you on the Impact plus the shows on YouTube. And then, like I said, we talked that OWA Good Trouble, and I was just like, well, y'all won't know the meeting, but I think I saw him, and I lit up, because I was like, oh shit, it's Jack Price in the motherfucker. Like, oh, what's up, Jack? And I was like, did I kind of, like, when I left, I was like, did I kind of just mark out a little bit? And I did. But we got Jack on the show. He said
Yes.
We love wrestling.
Yeah, that's my stuff right there.
Jack trying to get a highlight video with the We Love.
Yes, I am.
He might be the first male to get one, because we gonna be doing those for women, but he might get one, because I hear how he talking, and he done buttered me up so nice. I gotta talk to people like, hey, give me some of them Jack Price clips so we can get them right.
Let's get it, man.
Man, Again, Jack, thank you for giving us the time. If y'all don't know Jack Price, at Jack Price 607 on Instagram, on Twitter, make sure you follow him. Make sure you follow, watching, and following what he's doing on the Independence and on Impact 2023. You know what I'm saying? They got them boys moving. You're gonna see some
Yes,
more
sir.
moving. He
Oh
here,
yeah.
trying to let you know.
Mhm.
But I'm Trey D, and like I always say, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too
For
street. And
Joe.
Love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we. You're not here, you missing out. Is this show?